1923, the University of Alabama offered Wade their head coaching position. What they got was an iron disciplinarian who immediately transformed the culture of Alabama football. Wade's players called him the Bear.
We ride with legends, we roll with pride. From Wade to Saban, the Crimson Tide. 18 rings, the record's clear. Dynasty built year after year. We teach the past, we preach the now. We break it down, show you how. From Bryant's grit to Bama's roll, we stomp the field and on the score. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Basketball's rise, so leads the way. Final four dreams in full display. Gymnastics flips with flawless grace. Champions born in every space. We honor hustle, we praise the grind. Every sport, every tight mind. From hardwood heat to balance beam. We rep the red, we rep the team. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. We don't just talk, we educate. Breaking down plays, we elevate Heisman runs and draft day fame. We know the stats, we name the game. Rivals tremble when down is near. We bring the facts, we bring the fear. The same just hype its legacy. The tide rolls deep in history. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lives and legends prove. So tune in loud, let the story unfold. Of crimson fire and heart so bold. We shine the light on every wind. From past to present we dive in. This show's for fans who bleed that red. Who know the names, the paths they tread. We're not just proud, we're certified. The voice, the pulse of Crimson Tide. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove. Around the herd, we speak the truth. Where glory lies and legends prove.
This whole season's been a joke. No, to Roll Tide. Welcome to Tide Sports, the Alabama Megacast. Roll Tide, Alabama Nation. Thank you for joining me on whichever virtual space you have chosen. Tell people to join us over here with the Tide Sports. Everybody buckle up. I got a lot to go through. This is kind of like a football year-end wrap-up for us. But gather around. I want to tell you about your Crimson Tide. Still the best dynasty you've ever seen. I mean, them Yankees, they got a couple of chips. But I don't think they could do like Tide. They had a monopoly back in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? So, they're not on the same level as Crimson Tide, in my humble opinion. But before we get rolling, share a pound with a brother and drop around on that subscribe button. We are making our way to 700, I think, and trying to get to 1,000 as quick as we can. Really trying to get to 30,000 if you know somebody can hook that up. I need the power of people to take this channel to the place it needs to be. And before I get to rolling, as I always say, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please let the algorithm know what we're doing over here and poke that like button right in the eye. Boy, we got comments in here early. Tim, the two main Taylor, he said, Clinton Dix is over here wilding. He wilding. He said some things, but it's just not anybody that's saying it. he work up there. You know, Ha is doing his thing. He said some stuff. He was like, he asked everybody the main statement, check the production of the people going in the portal. And I'm gonna kind of address that a little bit as we continue on this evening. And I think I said, I just replied, I said, is he though? Because I kind of been looking, is he though? And then 2 minutes, I mean, he's telling the truth, but probably in the back boardroom type of comment. Yeah, but he work over there. He's player personnel, assistant VP, something over there. But yes, he's fed up, and he ain't the only one. I'll address this later. Just listen to a clip from the Coach JB and Smitty show. AJ McCarron said the exact same things. Those that know, they know. And I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy, you know, this close to being in somebody's basement. So, you know, but I was reading an article today in the Alabama Hammer about Ronald Evans, and he said it's time that, you know, that everybody knows that adaptation is the most important off-season theme for the Alabama Crimson Tide. The adaptive mandate kind of comes from that Billy Bean Moneyball Darwinian theory, you know, where the author talks about surviving in baseball, but we're talking about surviving in football. Things have changed, not even just a Nick Saban change where, you know, may or may not have inspired him to retire, but things are changing even right now. And that's kind of what I want to address today by taking a look at the Crimson Tide 2025 season and looking at the worst bowl loss that has ever happened to the Crimson Tide ever in history. Now, the shift in the roster building, man, the primary environmental change of dominance, you know, of the transfer portal. In the article, it highlights how data is showing that roughly 2/3 of the starters, 2/3, for those that's old school, 66 out of every 100. It's roughly, so 60, let's say 60 to 70, because it's roughly 2/3 of the starters. Turn this music down a tad bit. In the college football playoffs, came out of the portal. The portal. So success through, you know, that's hard to deal with because what we've been trying to do, we want blue chip ratio. Alabama had a blue chip ratio higher than 70 something for a long period of time, but if most of the people coming out of the portal and they still got chips, you got to look at a different way of doing this thing. There's success that can happen through, you know, aggregation. You know, it pinpoints Indiana has 23 transfers. I heard a number as high as 35. I think if you include the people last year, Ole Miss has 30 transfers. Virginia, who didn't get to the CFP, I don't know how that math worked out, but they went with 31 transfers. They went from 5-7 to 11-3. Texas Tech, 21 transfers. How many did Alabama have? The coaches in the SEC, you know, you got to have the ability to coach these people up once they get there. I know all that, but this conservatism of like, you know, I don't want to spend money out there. I'm leaving in high school and I'm going to groom these guys up. It's working against them. Alabama had 15. Georgia had 10. Texas had 11. And you know, Dabo, he had 4. But look at all four of us sitting on the bench. 2 made it to the dance, but I didn't get very far. we won a game, but I mean, things are changing. And I think Caleb DeBoer knows that it's changing. That conservative stuff of going to the high school kids and raising them up. Yeah, I can raise up your son, but not for $750 damn. So Alabama has to get it together. And this is a total independent research I did. Get it together or you risk fading. In this article and some other articles, the risk of fading is very prevalent right now with some top name brands. And they mentioned in this article in Bama Hammer, Clemson. To stay elite, Alabama must not only increase its portal activity, but also consider essential staff changes and system of play makeovers. Let me translate that to people who, you know, got the same read level as me. Alabama need to recruit mouth punchers, coach mouth punching, and embrace mouth punching. You need to break some folks' teeth open. So let's be honest. Is an 18-year-old going to straight punch somebody in the mouth, especially if he's starting as an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, as much as a person that's been grinding at JUCO or grinding at some FCS school, where I hear that some of these top FCS programs, they're running quote-unquote drills that are poo-pooed by the FBS level schools. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the Oklahoma drill. Yeah. How you think people hit like that? And everybody on the team weigh 240 pounds, but 10 people, but everybody hitting like a load of bricks. It's different. Nobody's watching down there. So the tide got to evolve, or, just risk becoming one of the following programs that I just looked up. I didn't make this up. This is a total independent list. It's based on a recent analysis from several different sources, looking at the 2025 season and the 2026 outlooks. Here are programs that are frequently cited as failing or struggling to maintain their elite status in the NIL transfer portal era. Florida State. What do they say? Cited for extreme roster attrition and disastrous 2025 season. They had y'all have been walking around with a pocket full of money and y'all got nowhere to go. Yeah, I mean, you're like, man, I called those girls, my boys, they went out of town. I mean, yeah. Penn State, noted for a midseason collapse and the firing of a guy who I know they're going to go to miss. I mean, there's just epic arrogance and stupidity on their part. Michigan, coming off 2 years off championship. Now, I don't really agree with the Michigan thing, but they got some foolishness going on. But I think Kyle Whittingham is the man to put it back on track. Before he retires in 5 years, I think he's going to get a chip. Hopefully it won't be at the expense of the Crimson Tide. But they got lost. That postseason, that turnover from Harbaugh, NCAA still not getting along. The stuff with Sharon Moore is crazy. This crazy love triangle that is it a triangle? It's more like a boomerang because he boomed over there and he come back here and he go over there and come. So maybe not a triangle completely, but now it has evolved into felonious madness. Oklahoma, described as a historical brand. They've been struggling since Texas decided to be relevant again, but they've been struggling with a transition to the SEC. They did get in the playoffs. They could bounce up. I can see them coming back, but it's been a challenge for them. And they're definitely a way off from the days when Stoops was the coach. They could get there, but they are way off. Florida, think about Florida, where Florida was. Labeled as a program that was surviving on name recognition rather than on-field play. By the way, the last SEC Conference Championship and national title was 2008. Notre Dame, come on, man. Notre Dame, man, they got the contract with NBC. That's the best thing going over there. That gives them a lot of money. But then again, how many times does anybody think Coach Freeman gonna just sit there and just like coach your ass off, in his opinion, in many opinions, and not go to the playoffs? If that man wants to be rewarded, he's looking at two things: going to the NFL, where he'll find things much more relaxed, or taking a job back in a new Pac-10 or something, if that's what he wants to do. I don't know where he's from. But, compared to these new blood powers, if I tell you, some people don't know, South Bend, Indiana, that's where Notre Dame is located. Who you think run the state of Indiana right now? Now go ask somebody from Notre Dame that same question and watch what they tell you. Oh no, we still the bell of the whatever they call it, the bell of the ball. No, you're not. North Carolina. Now, they've been a major underperformer for years, but look who's running the ship. Look how much money they spending. They ain't going nowhere soon. They've been irrelevant most of my life. But it's getting worse. It's like, and Michael Jordan over there, like, smoking cigars, throwing cash into that dumpster fire like, hey, man, what's going on here? Got Ferraris to drive. I ain't got time to be over here feeding this forest fire over here in the corner. And then we go to, some say, Auburn. Noted for declining performance, losing top talent to the portal. While USF did beat Florida last year, lining up the best on their team and playing the SEC schedule is risky. It's a risky proposition. Now, James Madison guy, he did. A lot of players from James Madison came to Indiana is working out, but if Golish is to win, he will be a god on the plains if he pulls that off. Lose, and he get rolled out of town on the rail. Y'all know it. Everybody else got rolled out of town. But where does it put you if he does fit? Failure is costly today. What are 10 2 minutes? Slugged up said that's a wild stat. But where are they now? 1 year rentals for everybody. Yeah. NFL free agents, same thing. I think the path forward, all these transfers, if the coaches can't develop or you have a super talented roster, your team is dying. I don't know how teams are going to truly get chemistry like this. I think you got to, I would say, slugged up, it's the eyeball test. Signetti talks about it. Saban talked about it. I even heard Stoops talk about it a long time ago. Some people, some coaches, they look at that list first. If you're not a 3, 4, 5, I'm out. I do remember Caleb DeBoer going to get Lacia Brooks when he was a 3-star. As soon as he signed with Alabama, became a 4-star. And I'm still waiting on this 4th star. You go look up Lacia Brooks, his high school accomplishments. I think he had a game. We had a kickoff return, a pick 6, and he had so many touchdowns. Okay, it's 4 ways he scored a touchdown. Receiving, jet sweeps, kickoff return, and these pick 6s. I know I was watching a video. You go look at my videos, actually. One of them games, or 2 of those games in his junior year, he scored 3 touchdowns 3 different ways. By the time he reached his senior year, first, second game, he had already broken every record in New Jersey. Now, he played 7-on-7. I don't know, maybe his mom and parents or guardians couldn't take him this place or that place so that he could get the 5th star. You got to get the 5th star by going to camp. You don't get it on the field. You get the 5th star by going to camp. You don't get it on the field. He ain't get the other star. But look at it. If Lacia Brooks left right now, he gonna get top dollar. Hope he don't. But that's what happens. What's the next one? Okay, that's all we got right now. Thank you, Slug Up Durkin, for chiming in. You and Tim Two-Main Taylor. Now, there's an economic reality to all this stuff. Despite the initial predictions and the spending, that the spending might contract, early estimates of 2026 suggest that player costs is still rising, meaning that Alabama must be prepared to compete financially and philosophically in this new era. Buy more merch, Bama Nation. Slugged Up, you can get you a hat too. Two-Main, Ty gonna need some cash. So I want to just review what's been going on for 2025. We look at our impact players, man. Ty Simpson, he could be in Miami next year, they're saying. He could be back on the team next year, they're saying. I don't know. The man was 64%, 3,500 yards, 5 interceptions, had a QB rating of 146.5, 28 touchdowns. He got sacked 29 times, 217 yards. That is stupid ridiculous. He was the engine of the offense because he was the only part of the offense that consistently ran without putting along the way. Jam Miller, he gone. He led the team with only 504 yards rushing. And he was absolutely, I give him a B+ when it comes to pass blocking in the backfield. Everybody else gets an emphasis, except Daniel Hill. I give Daniel Hill probably a B+. Everybody else get emphasis. Because I say emphasis because I'm not giving out 1, 2. I'm giving out effort, conduct, and academic performance. They get emphases. Jeremy Bernard, gone, 802 yards. Plus, they use him as a run-on gadget plays. I don't know how many rushing touchdowns this man got. He was a go-to target. Y'all saw it. Ryan Williams. Is he resetting or is he sunsetting? He could be coming back, but I don't know. The man had 636 yards 4 touchdowns this year, which is down from his 865 yards in his freshman season on 48 receptions and 8 TDs. I mean, the 2025 offense didn't unlock, but neither did whichever one of his fingers was supposed to catch. They didn't unlock either. I saw him catch balls like this. That man had me sitting at home wondering, are his gloves too big for him? He had me just wondering all kind of crazy stuff. Not no more. But he's staying. On defense, Deontay Lawson, gone. He gone. He just played all his years he played. He's a Saban holdover. He's gone. 76 tackles in 2025. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but I know he was hampered by recovering from a knee injury. He came back. I think he's going to be at least a day 2 draft pick. He's a great player. I like that kid a lot. I say kid because I'm kind of old now. Ray Hubbard, hopefully he comes back. Team high 4 interceptions as a strong safety. I mean, he did as much as he could. He helped to flip fields. He turned the ball over. He covered people as best he could. Sometimes he got those mismatches that you just can't help. And he brought that hat. Tim Keenan, gone. Interior anchor. The key run stuff for the program. Not a lot of tackles because they just use him to take up space. Everybody was talking about James Smith today. That's when that Clinton Dick stuff came out. It was, oh my God, James Smith. Oh, he's transferring. And I don't know if looked at it analytically or effective for the effectiveness, but that's why he was like, man, no. And up under the post I saw, people were calling James Smith slow-mo. I used to want, it seemed like Tim Smith had some get off. Tim Keenan had get off. Whereas James Smith did seem like he was a click behind. I just can't say that because I'm not that fast, but if you got LT Overton, another guy who's gone, great edge production, got a little dinged up, but he did his part. When you put Tim Keenan, James Smith, LT Overton playing 3 down, down, 4-3, whatever, 3-point stand, 4-point stand, it was almost guaranteed that James Smith was going to be the last person to engage, except for one game. I can't think of it. I think it was Tennessee. I got to see where he's from. Tennessee, that dude kicked major butt. He was very effective in beating his man, putting pressure on the doggone quarterback and all that stuff. But, yeah, I don't know if the other 2 people just made him look like he wasn't as effective, but he's gone. It's a big loss. But Overton, man, he's gone. His lift and athleticism gave Alabama just a needed edge presence. When he got hurt, we could even feel it. But there are several problems at Alabama, and there's some good things that go along with that. One is the psychological hangover from Saban era. The same thing happened in 2000 up to about 2013 to 14. People talk about Bear Bryant. He ain't nothing like the Bear. Man, that dude ain't nothing like the Bear. Man, you goof yourself from Michigan State up out here. You think he Bear Bryant? With 2013, 2014 took a couple of championships, several championships to get rid of that way of thinking. The fan base, we fans, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna measure everything by the peak of Saban. It is what it is. If you don't know that, just don't take the job. People are gonna openly compare the boy to everything they can. They need to start. I just want to compare him to Stallings right now, who got 1 championship. Because I was talking to DC over there at Auburn Addicts about that. Go over there and check him out when you can. We were talking about what is the definition of a new greatness. And we just started with Ryan Day because he's the only one in a 12-team playoffs. How many championships do you have to win to be considered great? Can you win? Do you need 6 in 17 years? Are you asking a lot for somebody to have 6 or 17 years? What if you have 3 in a 12-team, supposed to be going to 16-team playoffs? If you have that many in 12 years, is that going to help you? I mean, 17 years. Because it's just a new ball game. Every year you're going to have to rebuild this thing. There's not a lot of back-to-back champions now in the NFL because of the same issues. Now, New England Patriots won a lot, but I don't, there's a lot of reasons as to why they may have gone all the time to the Super Bowl. What you say, dear? Denzel? Denzel. Call that man that. But anyway, outside of them, not a lot of people went a lot of times. Kansas City's gone a lot, but it looks like they earned it, but college football, are we going to be able to do this? You got people between 18 and 21. I'm sorry. You got people between the ages of 18 and 26 in college playing, and I don't know what the truth is. They're telling me the average age of the team at Indiana is 23. What you gonna do with that if a bunch of people just got out of high school 1 and 2 years ago? It's gonna be different going forward. But the inability to constantly dominate inferior opponents has been a problem for me when it came to Alabama. That was the first sign that there's a separation between the new and the old culture. Talking about Saban. Alabama won, but didn't always look overwhelming. It was like a slow start. I was like, but they are nobody. So I knew there were problems. Despite being 11-4 and being the top 15 teams, the yards per play and the scoring margins just weren't what they were. It was more like a workman. Like we had to grind it out, get it done. You had 8 straight wins in the middle of the season. That part was impressive, but I think we may have burnt just a lot of capital to do it. Because the bottom line is, early in the season, we couldn't run the ball effectively, and it didn't get better. And as A.J. McCarron said earlier, you don't learn how to run the ball at the end of the season. And that's coming out of last year, because I didn't know what to expect. When I made my prognostication for this team, I said, this team is going to the CFP. That was it. Because I'm like, if we can't run the ball effectively, I ain't talking about be a top 75, which I don't think we got as high. I think we were top 80, whatever. If you can't get back to being a top 20 team, which based off of 2024 was asking a lot, with Milroe leaving, and I knew Ty wasn't going to run like that, who's going to run the ball then? I could not say, yeah, we're going to go to the playoffs and we're going to win 2 games. And I say the same thing right now. I think Alabama goes back to the to the college football playoffs with a whole brand new crop of people fresh out of the portal. Now, some good things about Alabama. There was an elite roster talent, 73% most recent blue chip ratio, a national blue chip ranking means Alabama has still one of the most talented rosters in the sport before the portal opened. But with that, there was still depth chart concerns at key position. We deep, but when somebody gets hurt, we lost. So the roster was loaded with blue chip talent, but there was a drop off from starter to backup, especially along the offensive and defensive line. And the secondary was kind of deep to me, but on the defensive line would have a person, and thank God Yanze Pierre showed up and Keon Keeley showed up, but Keon Keeley is what? Out the door. And so is Q Russo. He's out the door, probably because of Yanze Pierre. But we talented, but but we got hurt. It's like you could see that there was nobody to fill in. We played 8-9 offensive linemen, and nobody still was settled. Now with people flying out the door, I think 3 to graduation or out of eligibility, 6 is being transferred out. People had to ask the question, are these people leaving or are they being escorted out of the program? With all this talent on the team, there still was an over-reliance on Ty Simpson. They leaned on that man like he was, like you had to watch the monument doing a little picture. I'm going to lean up against Ty Simpson here and take this photo. Man, this man, 3,500 yards. What more can you ask? Go look up the yards in the country for a team that, I don't know, that's a lot. No running game could be found. The running game was sputtering, became pass heavy. And I got to say, most of the teams that we were playing in the later half of the season had to say, they ain't got to get ready for the run, huh? Because as I saw when I watched the film guy, Brooks Austin, offensive line was confused. They were confused. I didn't know because they didn't play together, they didn't practice it. They were confused. So why would you get ready to stop a great run game if the offensive line don't even know where the ball's supposed to go? Then we were inconsistent in the run game because we lacked dominance up front. So everybody's like, oh, we got linemen leaving. Some people are just freaking out. There's truly the sky's falling. What is that the little character called? I'll think of it tomorrow sometime. Everybody, they see somebody leaving, the sky's falling. Do you really want all those people back? 8 of them played. I think 3 are leaving because of eligibility. Proctor should be going because of the NFL is calling. But Wilkins Formby wants to play tackle, not guard. But, do we really want all those people back? I'm about to tell you, it's going to be a lot of portal acquisitions by this team because we don't have a choice, and I'll show you. But we were inconsistent. 2,260 yards Alabama gained last year. 4.6 yards per carry last year. This year, 1,562, a difference of about 600 yards. 3.4, about a whole yard less. No, 1.2 yards less than last year. That's a massive drop-off in volume and effectiveness. I've always said, if you can get 4 yards a carry, when you take all the Eastern Illinois and all the, if you can get 4 yards a carry, you talking about SEC opponents, you should be doing pretty good. But it's just, we had nothing. This is something we're not used to. I'm not used. I knew when Alabama was in trouble back in the 80s, we couldn't run the ball. Who was that? Rand Stacy. He get anything? Yeah, he gonna work. Yeah, that's going. Gene Gels. You gonna let a freshman play in the Iron Bowl? I don't know about. Oh yeah, he gonna work. Then they put him on DB the next year. I don't know how that happened. That's a little history right there. Go look it up. The offensive line pass protection was not great either. It was good against most teams, but it was not good at all against the best team. The Auburn defense, the Oklahoma at that one time, even though we was goofing up, Georgia, and of course Indiana, and Georgia again. Really, I don't know why it was bad. They allowed 33 sacks, divided by 8. That's 4 sacks apiece. Divided by 5, that's too damn gone many. 235 yards lost just to sacks. Essentially the same total as our opponents. So we took back it was the same thing, but that's not disastrous, but it's not elite, especially for a team that we should just dominate people. And playing the people that we play on a regular basis. All this pressure, all these check downs we were doing, forced check downs, stall drives. I want somebody to count up how many three and outs we had this year. Had to be the most 3 and outs that Alabama probably has experienced since before Mike Shula, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. Gotta be the biggest. I don't even know. We had so many 3 and outs this year. It was just ridiculous. Wearing the defense out. All these limited explosive plays. It just highlighted that the line still needed work. And I'm gonna just say this, man. Kapilovic was over there. Coach Kapilovic is our offensive line coach as of 7/34 at January 6th. He need to get up out of there, man. That man was raising baby circus elephants, and we needed African elephants. The ones that turn them tourist trucks over when they get too close to the baby. We didn't have no elephants that was just going to go out there and just turn over the truck because they're too close to the baby. Yeah, normally y'all can ride up and down this road, throw dust all over people, get your gas over. But we got a baby out here. The baby's close to the road. Your truck about to get turned over. We didn't have it. We had a circuit. That's what he was raising over there. And he got to go because they were terrible at every damn thing. At everything. If you bring in 5 capable bodies, the best, they got somebody come from Texas Tech that's going to be, probably the lineman, the center for the next 2 years. You go get somebody, blah, blah, blah. It don't matter. He would ruin them. He got to go. He got to go. I've been talking to Sam Pittman, but Sam Pittman cannot be the only person with a background in SEC football offensive line that we can go. We probably go get a doggone running back coach from an SEC school or from somewhere in the South who know about running the ball. Probably even the FCS. Go to North Dakota State, get their offensive line because they teach technique and straight nastiness. In Montana State, they got somebody too. They straight nasty. Congratulations, Montana State, on your national championship victory. I think first ever in the history of the school. Fun fact, my daddy went to Montana State for the 1959 season. It's a story. Anyway, high-level passing game. But yeah, we was out there. Ty was all efficient and stuff. The numbers were a little bit, they were off. We didn't average this year what we averaged last year. It was more explosive last year because Jalen throws a nice deep ball. Didn't have time to throw that this year. The 2025 team actually got more yards than last year's team, total yards, but the explosive plays were way down. In the air, it went down from 8.7 a yard under Jalen Milroe down to 7.6. It's a subtle little difference, but 8.7 is real close to getting the first down every time you throw the ball. The offense just took a step back, even when we brought in Ryan Grubb. And I got an explanation for that a little grace, I guess. But first, I want to say thank you, Jalen Milroe, for everybody that was hating on him. Now, the defense, it was strong overall, but it still let too many explosive plays go. Their rushing defense was, I figured it out that against elite rushing teams, they really didn't do much except Missouri. I was surprised they shut Missouri out until they figured out that those guys really didn't throw the ball that well. So you can come in there rushing like Auburn could rush the ball, but they just didn't. But the quarterbacks, they can run all over us. Anybody's quarterback. You got a quarterback in the U36 league. You want to play against Alabama? Better run. If you got a quarterback and run, that's the best way you're going to do to win. In 2024, opponents managed 1792 rushing against us, 3.7. But overall, the defense was stronger with fewer total yards allowed this year, fewer points per game. The 2025 defense, it basically bent more often, especially when you had physical running teams. It didn't consistently flip the script in the trenches. As AJ McCarron said in a video I saw earlier, we got whipped in the trenches all night long in the Rose Bowl, and pretty much half of every game this season that didn't go like smooth like butter, which that's probably about 10 of them. Pass rush was off. Couldn't get a pass rush unless, like I said, everybody talking about James Smith now. Double team Tim Keenan. Gonna chip on LT Overton. See how many double teams James Smith got. That's what Ha Clinton Dix is talking about. Just it's just the sacks. The sack total was way down. It was not where it needed to be, and the definitely didn't just throw quarterbacks off rhythm. We allowed a bunch of explosive plays. I mean, there's a lot you can tighten up on Coach Kane. I mean, Coach Pruitt is walking around these streets around here. They could bring him in as a helper. I'll let Coach Pruitt coach the offensive line, to be honest. I would. I would just get that man on that staff. Let him do the defensive line, the offensive line. You got to go to Pruitt's, I don't know, Pruitt's enforcement school or something. Toughen these guys up. But the opponents threw for like 6.4 yards attempt on us, and last year it was like 6 points. But it still was the same defense that was getting a little bit better. They went up in their overall stats, but when it came to the elite teams, we were sitting just trying to read and react to what they were doing, and the elite people, they hit you in the mouth. Y'all watched the Rose Bowl, right? That's what they do. They hit you in the mouth. Now, we played a tough schedule. That did us something for us. It gave us credibility. But look at the bookend duds we had at the end of the season. The SEC championship blowout, Rose Bowl blowout. I mean, we closed the season out the same way we started. FSU, blow away. I call it a blow away because it wasn't as convincing as these two, but it was just as bad. Blow out, blow away, blow away. I mean, it's whatever. We got our butts kicked at the wrong time. Got a CFP experience, CFP appearance, but man, I don't even care, man. We won this one game, Oklahoma, whatever, man. But we won 11 games. Can I clap for that? Won 11 games. Yay, won 11 games. Yeah. Oh man, that's great. That's fantastic. But this year, Alabama Crimson Tide lost 26% of his games. We lost our leadership at linebacker because when Lawson was hurt, Jefferson stepped in. Now that both of them are going away, Keon Keeley's gone. I don't even know. It's some real young linebackers who are going to need some guidance. Nikai Hill-Green is gone because he's out of eligibility. Those are your three main players in there. And Keon Keeley, who's a rotator in there also, he's leaving, hit the portal. Now, while we're on the defense, this defensive identity is still like unbeknownst to me. I don't know. This swarm four, it's a good defense, but it's not suffocating. Can you make it suffocating? I think you can, but we got to start over. It's the second year in this defense. Like I said, it got better. It's giving up 19.2 points a game. We need to get that thing down about 5 points, and that's going to take the cornerbacks not to get beat and bite on everything that just put in front of them. It's going to take the doggone line. If we're going to play a couple people on the line, all those linemen have to be eating up blocks. So either you getting blocked by two people or you making a play behind the line of scrimmage or pressuring the quarterback. It's not one or the other. When you feel like it, it is what it is. I know they rotated a lot of people on defense to come up with these numbers, but obviously somebody can't make it happen. It just lacks a clear, overwhelming identity. Are they a blitz heavy group that's going to wreak havoc, or are they just going to bend and break? We're going to get you. Y'all good to the 20. Once you get to the 20, we're going to whoop y'all butt. And they were good inside the 20. But so many people are disappearing. I think it's easy to just tell them, hey, you go hit him. Yeah. Everybody kill the man with the ball. That's the name of the game. Not ever actually talking about taking someone's life. The receiver room, it's an upside, to be honest. I mean, Jeremy Bernard is gone. But I think Isaiah Horton's still sticking around for now. Ryan Williams is there. Lassie Brooks is there. Rico Scott jumped in the portal. He's coming back. We got a quarterback, throw him something. 2 capable quarterbacks, you ask me. Well, 3 for now. So that's good. Continuity. I think Womack got better this year because he had been there for a year. That's why I give Coach Grubb a little bit of grace. Although in Seattle, they said that he had an over-reliance on the pass and he had no dedication to run the ball. Now, Seattle's in the playoff. I think they're number 1 seed. And they're about the best rushing team in 1 year after his absence. Let me tell you something, Bucko. You and your goatee going to be on the train, man, if you don't figure this out. Now, you see what we do. You see what they do. You see what Indiana does. Well, you think you used to coach up there too? Bro, get a clue. Get Kapilova. And if I put it this way, Ryan Grubb, if you're ever asked if he's going to find a replacement for your offensive line coach, and you ever utter the words that Coach Kapilovich is doing a great job, you should be fired immediately. I mean, you took over the offensive coordinator as 2025, shifting the scheme toward more of this, air raid influence attack or something like that. The passing numbers have been strong. Your running game is pissy. And the offense feels like it's just disjointed. You could be explosive one damn drive and then stagnant on the next. That's you. I'm not looking at the children. Rich children, but they're still children. And that's not unusual for a coordinator in transition. So you got one more year. But if we lose 26% of our games again, and your offense still can't run the damn ball, trust me, you gone, bro. You're gonna be gone. So I hope you could get you and new receiver coach Derek Nix need to be associate head coach Derek Nix as well. Co-offensive coordinator like Coach Shepard. Y'all need to go to, go to Vegas first and decompress, or golfing, or whatever it is you like to do. Go fish for whales, or go ride on the backs of elks. Then y'all need to go up to the mountains of Mount Cheehaw, get a cabin, and y'all need to sit there and you tell him how you plan on running the football, and then he can take a combat boot and beat you to within an inch of the end of your life until you realize that what you're doing is not going to work. Penalties is another thing to look at. So what's going on? Thank you. I'm trying to do my best, but I'm trying to put this behind me, so I'm going to run a little long on this. Yeah, it is what it is, folks. I'm a realist. I cheer for Coach Francione. But look, I'm just telling you, I've been here. Look, this is not even horrible. It's fixable. But if you got people that don't want to fix a damn thing, I don't talk about firing coaches all the time, especially if it's going to cost us over 10 digits? Hell no. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 digits. But I fire everything around you. Oh yeah, we fire water boys, towels, trainers. There was even one person said they wanted their head coach, the strength and conditioning coach, fired. I don't even have a clue why. But I did wonder why was Jaden Roberts squatting 900 pounds and didn't play. He had an injury early, but didn't come back till late. I'm like, what? I just wonder. I don't even have a clue why. I don't know. Why you squatting 900 pounds, cuz? I don't need him squatting 900 pounds at the beginning of the season before you play some Wisconsin or somebody. I need you to do that like in May. Set your records, heal up, drop that thing down to about 600 and hit that thing about 15 times. Something like that. And let's get ready to play some ball. Then drop that thing down at the beginning of the season. I don't need you over 450, baby. I need you firing off. Play after play. And it's like, one thing too is like, if he can squat 900, but you playing next to a freshman that squat 500, does it matter? And we doing combo blocks. We doing double teams. But the double team got us pinwheeling the damn lineman into the backfield. Because this dude weak. Oh, you too strong. So I've heard that. Another thing that we did, penalties. The penalties, here's the thing about the penalties. They were better last year. It's like Alabama was flagged for 67 first down by penalty. And 591 yards in 2025. While opponents gained 85 first downs by penalty, 787 yards. So we kind of lost. That's a net advantage for them. And the reason our penalties, why the numbers weren't as high as our opponents at times, it's when it happened at the beginning of the drive. When it happened, that was the problem. It extended drives a lot. It killed momentum, which you probably didn't even have none if it was in the first quarter or second quarter. We ain't get momentum sometimes. By the time the Gatorade sit there and gets fully chilled or something. But for a program that's been on some kind of a process that people still got on the wall over there, the lack of consistent discipline, it's jarring. But I will let you know that it's been off for 4 years. Oh yeah, that's Coach Saban too. Go look at the numbers in there. Red zone, situational thing, not enough touchdowns in the red zone. They scored in the red zone. They kept people from scoring in the red zone. I think they gave up too many touchdowns in the red zone all year long. And I don't even like on defense letting people get to the red zone, but on offense, too many field goals. The raw scoring numbers say that, yes, Alabama scored more points this year than last year, 443. Last year, Milroe only managed 439 points. Difference, this year we played 15 games. Last year, we played 13 games. So actually, that went backwards. The Tide had more possession this year, more plays to score, and didn't do nothing with them. So that's stepping backwards. That's going from Slick. And I know Slick wasn't responsible for any type of damn success this team had. That was all Milroe, Tyler Booker, and people that gave a damn on that defense, on that offense. It's a red zone and situational efficiency problems, too many field goals, too many empty trips, and not enough ruthless finishes against good defenses. I ain't talking about playing against we ain't too many bad teams in the SEC, but I'm not talking about playing against the defense at, I don't know, Tennessee and South Carolina. That ain't horrible, but compared to Auburn, Georgia, and Oklahoma, god damn. You got to force the action, Grub. You have not done that. So there's a gap between where Alabama is now and true title contender. Can we make the 12 next year if they expand it? Yeah, we can make it. Yeah, we got this. Even though there's nobody on the damn team. We can make it. I don't even know who they are. But if they're going to go out there and start shopping, they might as well go and get some doggone fire eaters. You know, there's a gap. The Rose Bowl exposed real talent, a talent and execution gap between Alabama and a top opponent in the sport. People point this out. The distance between Alabama and national championship caliber team is as wide as the ocean. Or should I say as wide as the state of Indiana from north to south. You know, we were beaten by a better team. We look overwhelmed, especially the line of scrimmage in situational football. Every point we thought we had them, I think them motherfuckers, they executed a 3rd and 20 on our monkey asses. When I think about this game, I get upset. The game reinforced the idea that Alabama is good enough to make it to the CFP. Congratulations, but not built or physically or schematically ready to dominate the best teams in the country the way they once did. Pick an era. I ain't even talking about say, pick an era. When we dominated, no. Could you imagine these people playing Penn State in 1978? It'd be worse than this. Now, highlight of this year was that Alabama was a national brand. Had 8 number 1 TV games and a constant national attention that kept us attractive to recruits or transfers. Problem is, in the biggest moments, Alabama didn't do a damn thing. It didn't deliver. 8 games ranked that high, one of the biggest brands in the doggone business. But when the whole country was watching, SEC championship, ass spanked. Rose Bowl. I mean, the Oklahoma thing was cute. That was cute. That was monumental. That's like your nose was like up here above the water. That was cute. But then you back that up with what? BTA. That was BTA viewing. People under 12 shouldn't even been allowed to watch that game because these kids, they ain't putting them belts on them like they used to, which is part of the problem. Because they had that belt, you probably want so much more than the portal. Anyway, that's not that. You know, it didn't match up to the weight of the brand. In 2 games. I mean, people's already kind of looking at you crazy because they're like, is ACC any good? Florida State just went through Alabama. Handled them pretty handily. Then FSU started losing all over the place. Is that Florida State, the one that beat Alabama? And then they sit there and wait for your downfall, and they got it. But Alabama needs an aggressive portal strategy. We got all the space we need to get whoever we want. And you should have enough money. Now look at this. Starting with our Tide players that are moving along, we thank them for their service. We thank them for doing everything they could do to make this team a better team. Jan Miller, he's moving on. Jan Miller's moving on. Yeah. Jeremy Bernard, he gotta go. Gotta get that money. Josh Cuevas and Brody Dalton, who I think just transferred in, they gotta go. They out of town. Yep. Cam Dewberry, who was out there, Jaden Roberts, who does indeed squat 900 pounds, and Gino Vandermark transferred from Michigan State, came down with Coach Kapilovic. I hope he take his ass with him. Cam Dewberry came over from, was that Texas A&M, or did he come around from Ball State? I think it was Ball State. And Jaden Roberts, I don't know if he's a Saban guy or not. I just don't remember. They all gone. Tim Keenan, LT Overton, they gone. Shouts out to him. Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Nikai Hill Green. Roll Tide to y'all. Roll Tide to you. Captain Deontay Lawson. Captain Tim Keenan. They gone. Tim Keenan the third to be exact. The coolest capper at the capstone, if you know what that's all about. Defensive back, straight out of California, transferred in from USC right before Saban retired. Damani Jackson. Thank you for your service, bro. Thank you for your service. Deshaun Jones, I think he came in from Wake Forest. He's out. He had to go. He had to get up out of here. So he got to go get some money for. Oh, let me not forget Blake Dowd. Blake Dowd. Do y'all know who Blake Dowd even is? That's our punter. He about this piece. If I'm not mistaken, that man went to the University of the Mines. Go look it up. I think he only had like 2 bad punts the whole year. And with this group, whatever. What up, Wade? What's going on? Hope you safe out there on the road. Where you got Wade says, Tim and Slug, what up? They saying hello to each other. Now, when you look at people that's hit the portal, we got Bubba Hampton, receiver. Wait a minute. Bubba Hampton, or Bubba. I think Bubba came in under. Yeah, but we're gonna miss Bubba a whole lot. Jalen Hale, I mean, he made a lot of different contributions. I'm trying to see Jalen Mbakwe. I'm really gonna miss him. I'm really gonna miss Jalen Mbakwe. I think he's going to Georgia Tech, I think. Smart kid, but he helped Ryan Williams run his podcast. They can still do the podcast. We're going to do it remotely. Won't be doing it on campus. Joseph Ionata, offensive lineman. I don't think he got in the game very much. Cam Howard, the safety. Cam Howard, safety. Did he come from Michigan or did he come from Wake Forest? I can't remember. I don't think he played a lot. Noah Carter's a young guy that was up and coming. He's up out of there. A guy from Denmark, Elias Alanine. Big guy, big strong guy. One of them big cow milk dragging North European guys that come from where it's real cold. He's up out there. Richard Young. I don't know what happened to Richard Young. Richard Young was on fire, twisted ankle, couldn't get back in the game. But I tell you what I saw from Richard Young. I saw a Florida State linebacker hit you in the chest with a soup bone and flip your little ass over. Yeah, I saw that, Richard Young. So hopefully wherever you're going, man, pass blocking by running backs is not essential. Rock Montgomery played a little bit. I don't know if he didn't play enough, according to him. Then we got Peter Natro. He's a kicker. The kicker is transformed. You know it's bad when your kicker just kicker just up out of there. Micah Dubose. Now, Micah Dubose is a guy, I'm going to just tell you, he's a freshman. He probably looking, I'm serious. Now, it's one of the transfers I think somebody that's entering the portal is probably looking like, first of all, I know he's probably getting some more money. He's from Mobile area. So Mobile's usually stick and stay to Alabama, but I think he's probably one of the few people that's probably looking at that doggone Kapilovic saying, man, this man don't know what the hell he doing. So I'm 18 years old. I know more than that. But I wanted to see Micah Dubose play on the defensive line because he has zero offensive tackle technique. He's probably more like a guard. But when I say he's a grappler, a wrestler, and somebody that really, if the right coach told him when you pull around the corner from the hallway to the kitchen and your mama standing there, I need you to make that block. He'll probably do it. He will probably do it. Cole Adams, man, I got to give it Cole. Cole, he's been our kickoff returner, punt returner, kickoff returner for many years. He's just in a real crowded room. He's trying to get somewhere where he can play. Will conform me. He did the best he could do with what he got, but he wants to play tackle. And they say he did pretty good, did better at guard. But he's from Wilkham is from. I want to say he's from Phoenix City, but I ain't sure. But he's in the portal, and some of these people still bounce back. And like Coach Prime says, the portal is a place where football careers go to perish. Let's say 15 men enter, 4 leave. Of all the people that have gone into the portal, I think we're up to 20, around 2,400 right now. 18% have found new homes. It's 500, almost 500. No, it's less than 500, like 450. Keon Kelly, I hate to lose him. He was kind of coming along, but he was behind Q Russell, right? So he should get more playing time, but somebody give you more money, you got to go. And then you also had, I guess that moves up Yanze Pierre. Allow him to get some more money because he's dang sure earned it. And Q Russell, he's probably going to make out more than everybody else. That's going to make me sad. Quay Russo, he had a decent year last year. He was expected to have a huge year this year. He got hurt, and he probably was splitting so much time with Yanze Pierre because Yanze was picking up them stats. I don't even know if he racked up any stats here later in the year, but he probably saw opportunity to strike while the iron is hot and go get paid. Rico Scott entered the portal, and he jumped his rabbit ass right back out. I can't help. It's right there for you. Jeremy's gone. You the fastest man on the team. You came off an injury. Get your money, boy. Get your money. It's your time now. And as we said before, the aforementioned James Smith jumped into the portal, and he's gone, but everybody calls him Slow-Mo. But like I said, I can't call him that because I'm not that fast. Never have been. Check this out, y'all. Can y'all see that? Let's just do that so we can see everything. Let me get Wade down. Shout out to you, Wade. Be safe out there on the road, buddy. This, I just went through the day and I scratched off. These are people who were in the 2 deep, 3 deep in some cases, who are no longer with the team because of they jumped in the portal or they're out of eligibility. Y'all see what I'm looking at? I have Isaiah Horton possibly coming back because the portal's still open, people. I got Ryan Williams coming back. We got Michael Carroll, who's a freshman at tight end. And I got yes, sir, Wade. God bless. Ty Simpson possibly coming back, but you got backups for him. Caleb Edwards coming back. But on defense, not as bad. But look at that defense. That's the offense at the top. All those people are missing. You got all those linemen. That whole lineman section is gutted. Alabama cannot close this portal out without coming back with at least 5 linemen. And I'm talking about 5 people that almost make the other people want to jump in there. I would think that if they were smart over there, they wouldn't even announce that they got these other 5 linemen until the day before, an hour before the portal closes. So the other people won't hit the portal. Because when you see them, you should already know we ain't about to play. We not playing because they so young. The lineman we got left, Jackson Lord, freshman. Will Sanders, redshirt freshman. What's the other one? That's it. It's like a couple more people out there. Everybody else gone. Man, it's wide open. We got, I think, 23 signees. We don't need nobody else out of high school. Matter of fact, if they're marginal or 3 stars, need to take them scholarships back and give them to somebody at a JUCO, or go down to FCS, or go to, I don't know, the Group of 5, or go to the HBCU, get me some players. Look at the defense, down the bottom on defense. Jordan Renard is the only person down there on the first string, And Jordan Renard, yes, right, he's coming back too. That may be another reason why Keon Keeley dipped. But I don't know if either one of them just made a big splash impact. Maybe somebody listened better to the other, or maybe Keon Keeley listened to a better offer than the others. Yanze Pierre, like I said, Q Russo's jumped in. I didn't even scratch Q Russo's name out. Most of the defensive linemen are still hanging around there. Got some real talent in there. The defensive backfield is pretty set. But on that offense, this is what it is. Do you want Coach Kapilovic picking all these linemen out the portal? I, for one, do not. I do not trust his judgment. I don't like his coaching. I've seen what he does on the field for 2 years. Got to remember last year, Jalen Milroe, super athlete, 4.35. I don't like what he does. I don't want that man picking not nail player for the University of Alabama. And I said that. I mean that. He don't need to pick nobody for us. But just talk about the people who are out of eligibility. I think I did cover it. Okay, Cam Dewberry is not transferring. Yeah, I got him. Oh, yeah, and Caden Proctor is projected as a first-round NFL draft pick. I am not. I'm not picking him. And Parker Brailford is also missing because he's going into the draft as a redshirt junior. He done went from Washington to Alabama, and he's had enough, and probably hanging around Coach Kapilovic or get out of here, bitch. He probably has had enough. He wants to be gone away from here because he don't see this getting no better. But I want him gone. I just want him gone. Just like this episode, it's gone. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button and flick that notification bell so you know when I drop a video or go live. And don't forget to poke that like button right in the eye. I want to take a shout out. I got to get me a little thing with everybody's name on there. I want to shout out to all my Crimson Tide friends at B Sharp at the Sharpshooters Podcast, Kangaroo Black, Bama Mo, Long Run with Peanut Man, and Rags and Fitness. And I got one more I want to add, Cover Crimson, because she does her thing out there. All the best to them. I want to thank them all for making Alabama great always, except for this 2025 season where we have been. All the best to the brothers over there at the Auburn Addicts, Water Cooler Podcast, Bubba and the Old Man. It's SEC season. Got so many now. Auburn, Thal, Up Tempo Podcast, Huggy Beard himself, Rooster Mac, and Vandy Chris. Over there, the Golden Broom Podcast. Matter of fact, Vandy Chris has a new show coming out, and I want to thank Slugged Up Durkin, Wade Lewis, and the two main Taylor for joining me today on this show, and for checking in with me from time to time. But check in with me during the week. You never know when I'm gonna roll something out. This is my only live show I plan on doing here. Unless it's football season. So I'll be covering recruiting. I'll be covering changes. I'm going to add a segment so I can cover the NCAA in of itself. We're going to switch over to, what's the name of that thing? Switch over to the basketball stuff because the ladies of the Crimson Tide is kicking butt. I don't know if they're at an elite level, but they're at a level higher than they've been before. And of course, the guys, last time I looked, they were doing pretty good. But I'm just be honest. It's time for them to go back to the Final Four, or it's a bust. Yeah. I'm hard on everybody. Pause. So that's all I got for today. You know how I do it. You know how I get down, folks. Thank you for joining me. And always remember, no matter what's going on, roll, tide, roll.